Hello. Welcome, welcome. So happy to have you guys join me tonight. We are going to have some fun. We are not going to build a card tonight because I want to do something different than a card tonight. So we are going to build a flower. How fun is that? Who doesn't like to build flowers? So I am just going to get started. If you are here, be sure to say hello so I know you're here. Hello, Dale. Hi, Tammy. Hello, hello. Make sure you say hi. So tonight I have another stamp set that I designed a long time ago. Hi, Susie. Hi, Cheryl. Oops, I didn't realize I had two pieces of paper there. Dadgummit. Let's turn it over. No, let's throw it away. Okay, so hello, everyone. So I have this stamp set that I just so happen to have a second one of. And I thought it would be super fun. Oops, I didn't do very good. I can't talk and craft at the same time tonight. I don't know what my problem is. But I have this stamp set. I'm very excited about it. It's been out for a while, but you can no longer get it. However, I have a second copy of it. So it is a poppy. So we are going to build a poppy tonight. It looks, you get it in the pieces parts and you got to build it yourself, which you could totally do by masking, but we're going to make it three-dimensional tonight. It has the stamps and the dies included. Hey, Brian from Mississippi. Thanks for popping in. So, the leaves, the stem, some decorative stuff for the background if you want to build it on a card, the center part of the poppy. And I am going to give away this stamp and die set. It was designed by me. I'm going to give it away to someone right after the live. So all you have to do is type in, here we go, I'm going to tell you, hashtag Poppy. So just type in hashtag Poppy if you want to win the stamp and die set, and then I will ship it to you. Is this? Yeah, this is the other one. There's two different petals, so I want to make sure I'm getting both petals. And then you can build your own. So tonight we're not going to build this into a card, although we could if we wanted to. But I wanted to make it three-dimensional. So we are going to do it three-dimensional tonight. Oh, hey, Tammy. Watching Drea too, huh? Yep, I know. I was over there before my live, hanging out, lingering in the background. And I'll probably be over there again afterwards. I like hanging out over there. So, it is, hold tight. So those are the petals that we're going to need. And then we're also going to need the centerpiece. Just this piece right here. I'm going to stamp that as well. I think I'll put it on this one right here. It's a very detailed center, but I'll show you how to color it simply. And we are going to use Ohuhu markers tonight. I know that that's a new thing for you guys, but you know, those who have Ohuhus might be excited about that, but I decided we would use some Ohuhu markers. So they are out and ready to go. So yeah, lots of new things tonight. I haven't built this flower in a very long time because it's been out for a while. We're not going to use the stem because we don't need that tonight, but we are going to use the leaves. And we have die cuts, so I'll just die cut them after we color them. So you won't have to sit there and watch me fussy cut. Hey, Beth. And in addition to that, when I do the giveaway, it will include stamp and die. It's a bundle. So the giveaway that you could win is a stamp and die bundle. So you won't have to fussy cut either. Who doesn't love that idea? And then instead of putting it on a card, I have this little block here. It's like an ATC size block, and we're going to build something on that with our flower that's going to pop up. And hey Beth, hey everybody. So if you're just popping in, your hashtag tonight to win is hashtag Poppy. So if you want to win the stamp and die set, you have to type in hashtag Poppy so I know that you want it. And then whoever wins I will ship it tomorrow. So in the set, here's the set. It's 2 petals, 2 leaves, the stem, the center of the poppy, the design. It says the most difficult battles in life are those we fight within. And then it's stamp and die. So if it's something that you want, type in hashtag Poppy, and you just might win the drawing. You never know. Okay, so the colors that, no strings attached, don't have to purchase, no purchase necessary, just for fun. I happen to have an extra set. So yeah, there we go. Okay, so this one, I stamped too fast while I was yakking. We're also going to do the background of that wood block. I don't want to leave it wood. Yeah, I used to do these 3D flowers a lot at the other place that I was designing for, but I haven't done any like that in a while. So I have this spray. It's called Tarnished Brass. And we're going to spray, it's a little bit on the gold side. We're going to spray the background of this with it after we do the flower. Hi, Rosie. If you want to win the set, make sure you put in hashtag Poppy. If you don't, that's okay. If you're not a flower person, then don't worry about it. You don't have to enter. But if you want to, just type hashtag Poppy. So I've chosen 3 Ohuhu markers for the green. So I have YG415, YG414, and YG312 for the greens. And then for the reds on the poppy, I have R154, R59, R016, and R014. So it's going to be a reddish orange color. And then for the center part, I chose WG37, E513, and E413. So we'll have a brown center, which should go very well with our gold tarnished background. So your phone is not playing nice. Your comments are disappearing. What? What? I'm sorry. Well, I know you're in it, Beth. I know you want to be in the drawing, correct? I'm pretty sure. Because you're here all the time. So maybe just Poppy without the hashtag. Maybe hashtags are causing a problem tonight. I don't know. So I'm going to start with the leaves. I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see pretty well what I'm working on. I will put the cap like this so you can see what number I'm using. Are they The new numbers. These are the new numbers. Yes. Yes. These are the new numbered Ohuhu markers. But I have, if you are coloring along and you need me to tell you what the old numbers were, I also have those handy. So I can definitely give them to you. The one I'm working on right now is G7 or YG415. At first, all I saw were my own comments. Sometimes that happens. It's so frustrating, isn't it? So I can tell you with these markers, the ink, I mean, flows like butter. I mean, like super soft. But the nib itself is, it's very pointed. Very, very pointy. But the ink comes out pretty fast. Not as much as the Olos do, but definitely still comes out. Depending on how much pressure. Pressure is a big thing, I think, with Ohuhu. So you have to kind of watch the pressure you use when you're doing it. But I'm just adding a little bit of shadow on the underside of the petals. I don't really know if those, how I'm going to put the petals together with the flower at this point. So, you know, it's kind of a give or take. It doesn't really matter where you put it all right now because we don't know what we're going to do with that. Is that a brush tip? Yes. It's Ohuhu. Honolulu Ohuhu. It's chisel on one end, brush on the other. I like the brush nib. I'm a very, very strong brush nib user. I like it with my Olos and my Copics and my Ohuhus. All of them are brush nib. I think brush nib takes a little bit to get used to it, but it is, it's awesome how much control you get with your marker when you have a brush nib. But learning how much pressure to give on it is probably key to all of that. But you can learn it. It's not hard. You like the brush tip too? Me too. I don't have to open both ends of these. I haven't had not one of them ooze any ink out on me, so that is really great. This one is YG414. It's easy right now. Ohuhu has a chart out there that'll show you the old numbers and the new numbers. So this one used to be GY43 and now it's YG414. So you can definitely find the colors easily. And then if you use yours a lot, you can also get the little round stickers that go on your cap to change your numbers to the new numbers. And it's free. The only thing is if they send you the stickers, sometimes it might charge you shipping, but the actual stickers are free. So might be worth it. I just got these not too awful long ago, so they had the new number, so I didn't have to worry about that. But if I had the old number, I probably would for sure download that and update my numbers, so when I watch someone color with Ohuhu, I have the same one. I can only stand using paint pens with brush tips nowadays. I wish I could afford a set of Ohuhu markers. Yeah, they're actually not too bad, but be very careful when you purchase them in smaller sets, because if you end up wanting more, the way they set up the sets is not great for somebody who wants to add on, because you end up with duplicate markers. So make sure you research before you do that. Also, the numbers are different if you buy them from Michael's, so be careful with that as well. I just went for the whole 320 and just got them all done at one time. I did it on Black Friday, so it was a great price. So that's really, really helpful. YG312. or used to be G270. It's really crazy how much they changed these numbers, but they aren't even close. But yeah, so now I'm just going to touch in the white areas with this marker. I'm not really going to go over much of the other color because I want to leave the brush strokes I put in there as texture. So I'm really just touching the areas where the white is. If I wanted to blend, I would spend more time on that, but I don't really want to blend this. It's not really my goal at this point. So you have to look for the stickers. Yeah, they're out there. I went out again today and double checked, and they are. I meant the only kind of paint pens I like are the ones that have brush nibs. Yes, I like the brush nib. The brush nib is my favorite. I just recently bought these acrylic pens. I'll show you in just a minute. But they also have a brush nib on them, I think. And I guess I could have actually colored that piece of wood with those acrylic pens. I bought it for writing on acrylic and writing on wood, because sometimes I like to do craft projects with wood and acrylic, and I want to be able to write on it and have it not just smear right off, which happens with alcohol markers. It just wipes right off. Are the new numbers more in line with the Copic marker numbers or less? I'm gonna tell you that neither Olo or Ohuhu line up with Copic. Now, can you find a similar color? Most of the time you can find a matchup color. It won't be perfect, so you definitely have to be a little careful. But, oh, these are Ohuhu acrylic markers. These are the ones I bought. Oh, they're Ohuhu. I don't know why I was thinking they were Olo. They're not. But I believe they're very beautiful. I believe they have a brush nib. Yeah, voila. Paint pen with the brush nib. They're beautiful. They look really pretty on black paper. They also look really good. Let me just make sure this isn't... Yeah, that's the test subject paper, so... They look really pretty on white paper. They look really pretty on black paper. So you have a lot of versatility with these. And they do kind of stick around the same kind of numbers as their Ohuhu markers are. Still kind of the same. But what I've found in... Yeah, they're beautiful. I love them. What I've found out is that the numbering systems they're not the same. Like... For instance, with Ohuhu, there are not very many E's. I mean, there are, but they're not the colors that I would necessarily use for earth tones as the ones I use with Copics. I use a little bit more YRs than I use E's with Ohuhu. So, and they're blacks and grays are a little hard to get used to because they have BGY, YGY, they have CG, GG. I mean, they have so many. It's just so confusing how many they have. But look, they have all these color families. So BGY2 and GG and CG and WG and YGY. I mean, I understand the reason why they did it, but this looks more like the RG, the red gray color family from Olo, but it's supposed to be the warm gray here. But if you match it up with a Copic warm gray, it's more like these colors. So did they align them? I wouldn't really say it was aligned like that. So that's just my opinion, you know. But I'm looking for a brown inner circle, and I'm going to start off with WG 37, which is called dark charcoal, but you know. So this centerpiece right here, you're probably not going to see these pieces. This is what we're going to use to connect all of our petals together. But since we're going to cover it up with this one right here, I'm going to go ahead and color it in that color so it kind of is hidden just in case it shows. And I'm not going to be putting any shadowing on there. I just want it to like hide in the background. So I'm just strictly coloring that in solid color. I will be sharing a lot of my thoughts on all three of those marker brands after the retreat we're having in April, because right now I don't want to, I'm still doing some analysis for that. But once I color with all of them and do the retreat and all that stuff, then I'll be able to really let you guys know some of that other information. I just don't want to bog you down on tonight. But we'll focus on these markers, all of them, Ohuhu, Olo, and Copic, after the retreat. I'm just so busy right now with that stinking retreat. It's going to be so much fun. I can't wait. I'm going to go ahead and do this part. We'll do the petals last, since I already have these gray browns out. So I'm going to start with the WG37 again, and I'm going to do really close up against this centerpiece. I want to try to make that centerpiece look like it pops within the project. So the deeper we make this, the more this will look like it's popping up off the page. So that is the plan. And we'll see if it looks like that to you guys once we finish. You can tell me what it looks like on camera. That would be great. Let me know what you think. If you're popping in just now, don't forget, if you would like to win the stamp and die set for these poppies, just do #poppy, and I'll put your name in the wheel for spinning for someone to win. You wish you could go to Vegas? Oh, I know. I'm so excited. It's coming up. It's less than 2 weeks now. I have been shipping stuff to Vegas. Everything I've shipped so far arrived. The last boxes arrived today. So, yay. All the stuff's getting out there. It's going to be so great. So much fun. There are 10 individual specified classes, and there are 7 project classes where we will actually be creating a full project that they'll take with them. It's 3 days with an extra day of crafting on your own, which I will be there to answer any questions or go over any more of the instructions, anything you want to refresh on, anything I didn't go over that you want to learn how to do, all that kind of stuff. People will have a list and they'll be able to sign up for one-on-one. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So after I went around the center part of this, I went in between and just filled in a couple of dark areas. And then right here in this center, I'm going to make that pretty dark and just kind of brush a little bit from the center. So this will keep that center part dark, but it will allow the other part to be lighter, which will give it that, it'll trick your eye to thinking it's popping up off the page. So there we go. It's going to be a lot of fun. Don't worry, though, if you missed it this time, we'll do it again. We'll do it again, for sure. All right, so 513 is going to be next, which is, let's see, that's E513. So for the old numbers, it would be, let's see, where are my E's? E515 is Y13. So an E515 used to be a Y13. That's sounds crazy, right? But it does seem like they did better at categorizing some of the colors, because I would not put this brownish color in the Y family. I mean, it doesn't look yellow at all. I mean, look at it. It's brown. It's not yellow at all. So, yeah. Just adding a little bit more of the small areas of depth in there so the light areas will stand out. So that was E513. And then this one is E413. And 413 used to be, let's see, it used to be E310. So this one was an E, still is an E. So what I'm going to do is just go and fill in just the white areas so that the brown kind of shows up a little better. The old number are a bit mental. Yeah, they are just a little bit. I don't know what they were thinking, unless they were just trying to be significantly different and stand out. But I wouldn't call this a Y color. I mean, because the first letter is supposed to stand for the color family, so it should kind of work out to be the yellow color family, but it doesn't really look yellow to me. But that doesn't mean they didn't use yellow in the ingredients when they created the brown, so that might be something behind the scenes that we don't know. And Dale's sitting there eating in front of me and I'm hungry. That's not very nice, is it? See how you can see the depth in that flower? We are in that centerpiece. We didn't do anything with this. So what I'm going to do is come from here on each one of these little lines. Start deepen that up a little bit. So I'm going from the outside towards the inside, and then I'm going to do the opposite, from the inside towards the outside. And I'm not putting a whole lot of color in there because I want the majority of this one to be the light color, which is Naughty Dale, which is E413. Okay, so we're just going to brush in this very nice light color here. Now, this is the easy way to color it, but for me, if I were going to do it by myself, I would probably go back in and deepen that center one more time. So I'll show you what that looks like, but you could certainly stop there if you want. But I want to add just a tad bit more depth here. So I'm going to go back in around this area one more time and just kind of make it a little darker. What I've noticed is that if I had to choose which markers are the most saturated or the darkest, I would say that it's Olo. You're eating pizza? Yum. And then second would be Copics, and then Ohuhu would be my last. I think their colors are focused a lot on lighter colors. There's not as many really dark, really dark colors. Now, I added the second color right there at the edge, but I want to sort of soften that up, and I'm going to do that with my colorless blender or my... Hi, Rebecca. So I'm just going to do that, but very lightly because it will wash out the color, but I'm okay with that because I kind of want that really light color like right around here. so it stands out. So we're doing a giveaway tonight, Rebecca. If you don't have this stamp set already, I am giving it away at the end of the show. You just have to type #Poppy if you want it. Okay, so now we're going to move on. We did green, we did brown. Now we're going to move on to our reds. And yes, we are using Ohuhu tonight. So I have 4 colors. I'm going to use R514 first. And R514 used to be RV240. So you would imagine there'd be some violet within this color. So I'm going to use the artist drawn lines to kind of get my feel for where I want these to be. And I think I'm okay with it drying while I'm working, so I'm going to work on all the petals at the same time. I'm going to use the artist drawn lines, plus I'm going to add a few more of my own. So when I draw something like this, I do try to give you the lines, but they're really a guide for you to continue to add your own lines the way that you want it to look. So it's up to you. So I don't put all of the lines in there, but I do put some. Just kind of up to you. There we go. And I'm going to do a little bit over here. We do have 4 colors, so we don't have to do too much. Changing up the markers, I have the 320 set in the older colors, but the skin tone and pastels in the new colors. Tammy, you can get the new top, the little sticker tops, and change your numbers so they all match, and then it won't be confusing to you. That would be so confusing to me. They're free on the site, but I think you have to pay shipping if they mail them to you, but they're free downloadables. But if you want the actual sticker sheets, they're free, but you have to pay for shipping. So, you know, there's that. Well, you can make your own if you're really crafty, and you know we're all crafty here, so you could certainly make your own. I would suggest vinyl stickers just so they stay, but it's entirely up to you. I have the new numbers, but now they've come out with the new marker. So, I mean, they're just changing like crazy. I think the new marker has something to do with the color cap, the way that they've done something with the cap. So, I'm not giving up my markers to buy new ones. I'm just not doing it. So, it doesn't change any of the numbers, but it does help with you identifying the numbers, I guess, or the colors. I will tell you one thing that really scares me with these markers is that sometimes I open more than one marker at a time, and I'm so habit to opening both caps because of doing it with Copics. Hey, look, my other Beth is here. So this is the Stamp and Die set. It's an old set, but I have an extra one, so I'm giving it away tonight. It's the Poppy Stamps and Dies. If you want to be in the drawing, type #Poppy, and you can be in the drawing because I want whoever gets it to really want it. But if I take both these caps off and then I decide, oh, I want to do tip to tip, and I take 2 caps off another marker, nowhere on this marker does it tell you what the number of this marker is. So if you take off caps off 2 markers and you lose track of which one's which, you're not going to know which marker. You're not going to know which marker it is. So that part scares me a little, because at least on Olo and Copic, they have the number on the body as well. So you can't mix them up. Well, I mean, you can, but it's a little bit harder to do that. So, yeah, so be warned when you're using these. Don't open more than one marker at a time. And if you do, make sure you leave the cap on one end so you don't, you don't get them mixed up. Because I think it would be so easy to do. You can ask me how I know. Because sometimes I'll open a couple of markers at the same time if I want to tip to tip, and I do that with these markers sometimes. Yeah, and that's how I discovered that the numbers were not on the barrel when I went to look. You've never noticed that before? Yeah, it's a problem for me. I have to be very careful. And when I'm switching between marker brands, you know, you can get confused. So you probably noticed that I'm not coloring each one exactly the same, and that's because I want all the petals to be different. So I am giving each one a little bit different personality. So
if you want, you can take that petal and make it into a clam.
Make it into a what?
Clam.
A clam? Yeah, you probably could. Look at Dale's brain thinking outside the box. That's pretty much what he does. He's been working on something for you guys for the new release. You're going to be so excited. It's one of those things where he said, hey, what do you think of this? You know how he does that to me. Hey, I thought you might like to have one of these. I'm like, oh my gosh. Yes, I want it. Bring it on. Hey, Phyllis. Would make lovely fairy dresses. Yes, it would. It would make lovely dresses. Yes, for sure. All right. Now we're going to move on to the next color. And the next color I chose is R59. I feel like I'm playing bingo a little bit. R59 used to be R240. R240. Like I'm repeating it like a bingo game, you know? R240. No. They R would not be a 240 in bingo, but you guys know what I mean. So now I'm doing kind of in between and also extending the areas where I put the initial color. So filling it in a little bit more, not working on the highlights yet, but just kind of starting to get some red color in here. And again, it's a little bit like a pinkish red, but it's not going to be that way for long because our other colors after this one are going to move to a red orange. So they're going to move from a red pink to a red orange, and that'll give you a little bit different mixture of color. So it's pretty cool. But I did that on purpose because I wanted them to be a little red, but also have a little bit of cute, pretty pink to them because, you know, I just like them. So when we go to Vegas for the retreat, we are going to be there a little bit longer. We're going to also take a little mini vacation jaunt, and we are going to go and see the Oz at the Stratosphere. No. At the Sphere, not the Stratosphere. At the Sphere that everybody has been talking about for a while, because I love the Wizard of Oz, and that's why I have Oz images, digital images in the shop, because I love it. And we are going to go see that, and these poppies would look so great because, you know, Glinda puts them to sleep in the poppy fields. Or the Wicked Witch puts him to sleep and Glinda wakes him up with snow, I think is how it goes. It's been a while since I saw it. Hey, thank you, Kelly. That is so nice of you. I think you may just be joining, and if you are just joining, all you have to do is type #Poppy if you want to be in the drawing to win this stamp and die bundle. You can't buy it anymore. It's no longer available for purchase. It's my artwork, so the company that I had worked with before also can't release it, so it would have to come from me. But if you don't have this one, you could always find a poppy, probably with another company. I know some companies have a lot of poppy, a lot of flowers, and you could color similar to this on a different type of flower. I like to keep the poppies red. You can do them whatever color you want. You can make them not look like a poppy, make them look like something else. You can really do just anything you want. You're new. Do you have Ohuhus? Is that what brought you to the video? Or did you just find us? We are live Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 Central every week, unless we're traveling. And then we upload them to YouTube so that people can watch the replays, because Facebook only keeps them for 30 days and then they're gone. And some people want to refer back to them after 30 days. So they are out there. We try to do new stuff all the time. I don't repeat anything like really frequently. So, but after a couple of months or so, I may go back and revisit a project. But most of the time it's new stuff or new coloring or... Yeah, so remember the flowers you can make a doll with? Was it hollyhock? This stamp reminds me. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Was it like Holly Hobby? I remember this would make me think of that, like almost like a patch kind of work too. So we're moving to R016, which used to be R180, just in case you're using the old numbers. So now I'm going to keep going with the same process, but I'm really gonna.
Patsy said she's looking forward to our class coming up.
Oh, Patsy, welcome! I'm looking forward to it too. It's gonna be so much fun. I have been working so hard on so much stuff for you guys. If you haven't seen, I already posted in the group the schedule and some, supply lists and other things out there. So make sure you go out and check for that. But it is going to be amazing. But since you're just popping in now, if you want to win this set, you need to type #Poppy to get in the drawing for tonight. We have one more color, and that's why I left the highlight area, because the next color will be even lighter. But I really like the vein visual effect that you have with this, changing from kind of like a
Said you're an amazing colorist.
Red purple to a red orange. Oh, thank you. I've been doing it for a long time, and I did all of the training. I'm Copic certified and all that stuff. Plus I'm an artist. I went to art school, so some of that all helps out. And I love to share and I love to teach. And so I'm more than happy to share this stuff that I know with you guys. It makes me happy to see you guys be happy and use your supplies you have. So that is why I do it. That is why I do what I do. You like it? Yay! It's gonna be really cool. How many of you guys can't visualize stuff like me? I'm not a visualizer. I am terrible at visualizing what something's gonna look like when it's done, which sounds crazy because I'm coloring these and I can't really visualize what it's gonna look like when I put the whole poppy together. I've learned to work around that. But Dale will come up and say, what do you think about blah, blah, blah? It would do this and it would do that. And I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. he has to show me, or I have to try and do it in order for me to connect the dots. So it's a little challenging, but having all of the art background is what makes that a little bit easier for me, I think. And it helps that I've also went to school for photography, so you have to see the color in photography as well. You just found me, and you also follow Scrappy Boy. I love Scrappy Boy. Yep, I'm a huge Sean fan. He is the best. I have a bunch of his stuff, and sometimes I do his 3D die projects because I think they're super amazing. I haven't done the backpack yet, but I am dying to do it. So
her fiance has not worked the alcohol markers, but he's ready to learn.
Oh, yes. I knew he was going to be there. I've made his book already. I'm so excited. Well, my husband's going to be there as well, and he does not know how to use the markers either, and he will also be learning.
It'll be my crash course.
Yep, he'll be learning as well. So you can tell your fiance he won't be alone. He won't be alone. There will be one other guy there, my hubby. All right, last color we have is, this one is R014, which used to be R2. So that was the number they had on it before, was R2. Okay, so now when I want to fill this in, I'm not going to do a lot like this and really blend it in. I'm really going to just brush lightly back and forth to get that color in there, but not lose any of my texture I built in there.
Box of crayons.
He already has his box of crayons. Exactly. You know, I bought Dale Copics, and then I bought him Ohuhu Markers. They were the old numbers, and he didn't understand the Ohuhus, so I gave him Copics. He wasn't a fan because he wants to do everything perfect right away. And so he went to color pencils, and he did really good, but now he's back to the I want to do. See all the definition in there? It's kind of hard to see with the light, but there's a lot of definition in these. But he's going to try the marker again, although he's not happy that I told him, you know, we got to be careful on what we take on the plane, so he can use whatever I'm not using. And so he chose Olo, and now he's a little concerned because I think he really wanted to learn Copic, but he doesn't have his colors anymore because he didn't want them, so I got rid of some of them. And some of them I've used, and some of them, yeah, are still here. So you could take some of them if you wanted, but yeah. So I did photography, as I was saying before. I did have the eye for it. I can see what I need to see. I have done weddings and maternity portraits and school portraits and weddings and graduation and, you know, all those things, but I just didn't like the prices that they charge. So I really just do family and friends, and, you know, but I didn't feel right charging all that money. So I think people thought I was priced too low, so they thought I wasn't very good. So I didn't have any customers, so I quit doing it. I went back to crafting. All right, I am using these die cuts, but these are mine. These are not the ones that you'll get. Yours are not cut apart yet. You'll have to cut them apart yourself when you get them. So, because you'll get a full set, and it's a brand new set. Now you hear bingo? All right, I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. It'll take a second to cut these, but at least you don't have to watch me fussy cut. Not that they would be that hard to fussy cut, because they probably wouldn't, but... All right, So this is a teeny tiny one, so I'm gonna just cut apart the pieces so I can just cut them out. You know, these two will fit on the same one. Just want to make sure I can fit them without them getting all messed up. And then this one I'll just cut in half. And then we can cut more than one piece at a time, so it won't take us too long. This is that one. Unfortunately, I have the same petals on here. Okay. So what I do is I look for the one rounded section that goes along the center part, and I just use that. That's how I define what I'm cutting. I think I'll stick this little one on there at the same time, so at least we're cutting two things at one time, because I'd hate to just do one. Let's move this up. There we go. And then we'll put this one right here. And I'm going to look for this section over here. I don't know. This part is always the hardest part for me. Okay, wait. I think I got it. This way. Just rotate it around till you figure it out. You'll know when you got the right spot. Ha. Oh, I'm close now. Nope, that's not it. Is that it? Is that it? Did I find it? Because we don't want to cut. There it is. You'll see when you find the right spot, because everything will fit in it just the way it needs to. But unfortunately, there's not a design mark that tells you exactly where to put that. But you'll figure it out. You guys are good like that. All right, I'm going to run this through. This is my mini maker I keep on my desk. It works really good, except it doesn't stick to your desk very well, so it moves around. And so I have to hold it and twist it at the same time, which is not an easy task. But there we go, bam! That worked very nicely. And this one, it's one petal, and then we have to do the same die with this other petal. Y'all, I've been shedding like there's no tomorrow. It's all this purple hair everywhere. All right, almost there. Oh, it's stuck to the... You know how you can feel it, but you can't see it? That's what I feel. I feel it. I just can't see it. All right, I'm going to lay this one here, and I'm going to cut this one at the same time. I like to do more than one at the same time. I'm impatient, which is why I just fussy cut them. I don't get the dies out because I don't have the patience. You understand the soda press? I need one the next time I order. Yes. Yes, you do. I use that all the time. It is definitely my favorite tool. For sure. There's another one. All right, woohoo. We're getting there. And I'm just using the same pieces of tape I've been using for weeks. I just leave them stuck on my desk. Stuck to my desk, and then I grab them when I need them. All right, now this one. So now I can answer any questions you guys might have because I'm just die cutting. Yeah, I love that press tool, man. I'll never use any other one because Dale made it look like a soda can, and that just makes my heart happy. Is anybody else's hands like shake whenever or jolt whenever they're trying to do their dies?
If you make it 3 dimensional, you can put it in the vase.
Yes, but I'm not making it like that this time. but I do need to. That'll be awesome. And I probably need some WD-40 on my little handle because it makes a lot of noise. There's another one. And it die cuts it really nice. A little bit of white edge. Not too much. Very, very nice. All right. I think we just have one more thing. We just have one more leaf and then we're done with our die cutting. This is the other leaf. Last one. The cool part is you can make a bunch of these at one time. You could die cut them before you start coloring them if you want. Then they'll already be ready to go. I didn't plan that far in advance. Stamping the Mighty Warrior. You need it now? Yes, you do. Yes, that's true. All right, there we go. Now we can get it out in the mail. I mailed stuff to Vegas on Tuesday and it arrived today. So, super fast shipping. All right, we're done with the die cutting. Now we have to build the flower. This is the part you'll want to really watch in case you win. In case you win it. In case you win it. We're going to build a flower now. So, I haven't done this in a while, but it's all right. We can do it. I know we can do it. What do I want? I want something, I'll use this. And then I need something soft, like squishy soft. Oh, I know what I'll use. Hold 1 second. Let me grab my gel mat, my rubbery gel mat. I need something that gives a little so I can mold these, and I think my gel mat will help. I don't have to pull the sticky off. But I'm also going to use a little bit of water to soften the paper just a tad. So not a whole lot, just a few teeny tiny little squirts on there. Okay. And then I'm going to roll it with my, I'm just using my my press tool. I'm rolling the two edges. I mean, this is my poker tool and my, pickup tool. And I used it to kind of roll the paper. And then I'm also going to kind of fold in some of these little areas right here because we really want to build just a little bit of texture on these flowers so they look like they're really, folded and bent and all that fun stuff. So that would give me just a little bit of a cupped look. It's kind of in and out. So, and then this part right here fits perfectly in my thumb. And I'm going to lift that up because I'm going to use that to connect all of the petals. So I'm just going to repeat that again. Just a teeny bit of water, not very much, just enough to wet it a little bit. Curving it to just break the fibers a little bit. And then once I get that going, I'm going to start folding in some of the areas. It doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, honestly, you could probably just wrinkle this whole thing up. Just wrinkle it, and it would do the same thing. I mean, this is 80-pound paper, so it takes a little bit to get it to like fold up, but it does fold up nicely. So no worries there. Then I'm going to put my thumb again here and fold this up so that I have, again, that center part that's going to connect these flowers. So I'm going to be connecting them in that center area. See? We're going to do 2 more. You could curl them the other way if you wanted. It's up to you, whatever you want to do. You can curl them this way, that way, whatever you want. This shaping part is all up to you, however you want to see them shaped. You can do them however you want. Just breaking up the fibers a little and giving it a little bit of wrinkly texture like a leaf or a petal or whatever. And then again, I'm going to fold this one up just so that center one has a little give again. And then one more. Well, that one got a lot of water on it. And once we start putting these together, we'll give them we'll give it a little bit of time to dry. And when we do that, we'll spray the background. I guess we should give that time to dry too. So maybe we won't build the flower before we spray the background so that the background can dry. You can just scrunch these any way you want. It really is up to you. Really is whatever you feel. I want them to be a little bit on the wrinkled side like this. And then put your thumb right there and fold this up. There we go. Now we have 4 of those. For the leaves, I definitely want to, I'm going to spray them just a tad as well because I kind of want to curve some of the little edges down. And then I want to curve this center up. Just roll it in your, you can use a pen if you don't have a thing. And then I'm just, you know, re-enhancing that from the initial. And it just gives me a little bit of, see, just a little bit of, amazing the difference in shaping things. Yes, it is. Oh, thanks, Mom. I like to be amazing. I'm going to put just the edges, just the little edges. And then again, I'm going to fold this around. It's very skinny, so it's not really, there's not really a whole lot to bend, but I want to kind of get that little bit of bend going there. And then these back a little bit. It's a pretty skinny little branch of branch, leaf, whatever you want to call it. Okay, there's that one. And then for this one, I'm going to see if it can give me a little, this is not as foamy as I would like, but, so we're going to have to make it work. Like, I would like it if it was foamy and soft where I could push it down in there, but it isn't really working that way, so I'm going to use my fingernail, kind of brush this down. It's okay, honey, I can do it myself. So what I'm doing, what I was doing first is just kind of pressing around sort of up where the center part is. And then kind of, oh, there we go. So just want to press this part down. So like this center part, I want to give it a little bit of curl there.
Cosplay supplies always handy.
So it kind of, see how it kind of bubbles up like that? And then this outside part, I kind of want it to curve up. So the center part, I'll show you in a minute. You'll see what I'm talking about. So there's kind of like the edges are sticking up, but then it kind of seeps down with this center part popped up. And we're going to make that center pop up, and I'll show you how we're going to do that here in just a little bit. But there. It's not flat. It's definitely shaped. All right. So we're going to take 1 second. We're going to set our little flowers aside for a minute. I'm going to grab, which I already have out handy. This is my box, my spray box. I'm going to grab this block that I have. I love you, Heather. I have a stressful job in cancer research. Happy to have found you. Oh, I'm so happy you're here. I know, who doesn't like a relaxing? We love what you do. Thank you for working with cancer patients. I'm going to pretty much saturate this because I really want to be able to see that pretty color on there. It's pretty wet right now. We'll let it dry and it'll show the shiny. I hope I shook it up enough. Now, sometimes you got to get all that mica out of the bottom of it so it really sparkles. Oh, I can see the sparkle now. And I want to sparkle the back, so I'm going to flip it over. Spray some more on the back. Yeah, I know I probably don't need that much, but I'm doing it anyway because I really want it to be sparkly. Ha 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 ha. It's very wet, so I'm just using my finger to kind of spread the stuff out so I get sparklies all over it. And then we'll let it dry. Like, look at the back. Woo! See how the gold pops out when you let it dry? All right. I'm going to move that back down to the floor. We're going to let Dale hold this for us while it dries. You know, everyone needs a Dale in their craft room to hold. Oh, he says he's going to go dry it for me under the dryer. We're going to work on the flower. I do have some sparklies on my fingers from doing that, but I'm okay with that getting on the flower, so I don't mind. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do, and this is the hard part, is I just want to see if I want the petals to go up or down. So I'm just going to kind of hold it for a second all together so I can kind of see what it's going to sort of give me the idea of what I want to do with it. Okay, so I'm going to grab my Barely Art glue and I'm going to put glue just right here in that little black area that we colored. And then I'm going to overlap and just kind of put almost like a side of this there, and I'm going to hold it. And while I'm holding it, I'm just going to kind of crinkle so that I get my bendy petals. Then we're going to add some more glue here. And we're going to do our next petal. And I'm trying to do, there were 2 different petals and I'm trying to do them every other one right now. I want to make sure I don't leave a lot of empty space. So I got to make sure I don't, I think I want that one to go underneath. So I think I'm going to put some under instead. So it'll go underneath like this. So just making sure that there is some space between them, but not too much. We need to leave enough space in the center for this thing. And I think I want this one to go on top. Yes, yes, yes. You could add as many petals as you want. We only did 4, but you could definitely do more than 4 if you wanted to really make your poppy like really, really full. It's up to you. You need that sparkle. All right, there we go. Okay, so we have our kind of like our little base here. Yay, it's all dry now.
It's probably still dry a little bit.
Thank you. Now this center part right here that we're gonna put in the middle, I'm just gonna put right here a pop. I'm going to use the small ones because I don't want it to go square on me. So I'm going to just put one of these in the center. And then I'm going to put a second one on top because I really want it to stand up. So let's see, it's going to go down over it. And then it's going to kind of lift up around the edges. So when we put it in here, it won't go flat because it's popped up. So it will always stay up a little higher than the rest of it. So there we go. I'm also going to put just a tad bit around here, just in case there's an area that might stick better in one space than another. But I'm going to mostly focus on my centerpiece. And then if I want this to stick down, I could hold it. It's not going to stick permanently because we're moving the flowers around, but I just want it to be able to have that foundation if it needs to. But it'll give you a little bit more dimension in the center if you pop that up. Look at how it looks like it's popping up. Isn't that cool? All right, let's see. Here's our block. Look at the shine on that thing. I love the shine. So now we have to include our leaves. So I'm going to put one over here. Wait, I think I'm going to do it this way. That way I can put a little sentiment on there too. So I think I'll put the bigger one there. Oh, maybe I'll do them this way. So that one's sticking up. It'll go about right here. So it should fit, yep, about right there. Doo-doo-doo. That works pretty good right there. I think I like that one going off that way. And then this one, I think I want it to kind of curve up. So I'm going to put glue at the bottom of this one. And then I'm going to attach it here. Right there, next to that one. Ooh, ooh, ooh. It's going to be so cute. All right. And I want it to be up a little bit higher. Don't worry, when we attach it to the plate, it'll look really good. But I want to put like a little sentiment at the bottom. I don't have a bunch of those like pre-made, so I'm going to use one of these that I have from Tim Holtz. It's called Small Talk Stickers. And I want it to be something, let's see, I think I have white ones in here. Yes, okay. So I have white ones. Life is meant for a great adventure. Start doing things you love. Have an open heart. There we go. I found it. Let's see. Yep. Okay, I'm going to put this on a little piece of paper because I want it to really stand out. And I have some extra paper here, so I'm going to go ahead and stick it here. Just like that. And I'll cut it really easily. Don't forget, if you're just popping in and you want to win the stamp and die set, you need to do #Poppy. There we go. So I'm just kind of curving it a little bit on each end, so when I attach it, like here, it'll have like a little bit of curve to it. I think that'll be cool. I can't tell because I have all that stuff on my hands already. Don't worry, I have another block if this one doesn't work. I want to attach it right there in the middle. Just hold it for a second, which worked out good because I curved that one that way and curved it up this way. And then I'm going to use my Barely Art glue. You could use hot glue or whatever you want, but I've used Barely Art glue with these before and it works just fine. So I'll put that right there. And now I'm going to hold it and press it down until it sticks. And yes, if you win this stamp and die bundle, you're going to get this project too. Isn't that exciting? Is it going to stick or is it still wet? I can't tell if the paper's, if the block.
Look up and see if there's color on that glue.
Yeah, it's wet. I can feel it. It's still wet. So it's not sticking as well because it's still wet, but look at that. Oh my gosh. How awesome is that? So I'm going to show you what else we're going to do. We have one more step. I need to find. No problem. I know I have them. I think they're in here somewhere. Hold tight 1 second. I wonder if I put them in here. You can talk to them, Dale, while I'm looking for this. Where did I put those little rascally boogers?
What are you looking for?
The magnets that came with, that I bought with those blocks, so I can make it a magnet. I had them. I kept them with the blocks, and they were in here, but now I can't find them. Oh wait, nope, that's not it. I know I put them in a Ziploc bag. All right, well, I'll find them later. I'll just tell you what they're going to do now because can't find it and it's wet anyway. But I have these magnets that you stick to the back. So you'll stick a magnet here and then it'll stick on your fridge or on your wherever crafty place you want to stick it. But isn't that pretty? Shh, don't tell my watercolors. I'm coloring with markers. So there it is. It's really popped up on this block. See how it sits up higher? You can see the leaves. You can color the back if you want to keep it red all the way around. I don't usually do that, but you can if you want. And it says there's beauty in simplicity. So when this dries in the morning, when I get ready to mail out whoever wins the stamp and die bundle, I will mail this with it. It might get a little squished, but don't worry. You can you can fluff it back up when you get it. I'll put it in a bubble folder so it shouldn't get too bad. In a bubble package. But when you win this, you will also get that. That way you'll be able to know how to assemble it. You have a reference to look back on, and you'll have a video on YouTube to watch for the replay. I hope you guys like that. And that's Ohuhu Markers. They look as beautiful as, I mean, it doesn't matter what marker you use. The only thing that matters is how well you know it or how well you learn it. But any markers can look fantastically amazing. So don't feel like it has to be one brand over the other. It's what you like, what works best for you. And at the retreat, I'll be doing all of them. So I will be teaching all 3 marker brands at the same retreat. So your style, your pick, whatever you're bringing, that's what I'll be using for you. So yeah, it's going to be great. So last chance, whoever wins is going to be so lucky. Last chance. By the time the video ends, that's when the giveaway ends. I will do the drawing immediately after the video is over. And then I will post in the group who wins the stamp and die bundle and the beautiful flower, which will stick much better when it dries. So hashtag Poppy if you want to win. You only have to do it once. If you've already done it, you're good. You're golden. I go through the video and I look for every hashtag Poppy, and then we put it in a spinner and I record it as we spin it and see who wins. And this is not, and you can win if you're not in the US. I don't mind shipping it to you. I know it's a little pricey, but I don't care. Everybody should have a chance to win. So if you have any questions or if you need anything, I will be back next week. Don't forget, we have new release coming on the 11th. There's a party at Happy Crafty Ho-Ho. We're having a release party. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. And you find her Happy Crafty Ho-Ho. She's on almost every day. I'm usually over there late at night, so you can always find me there. Happie, Crafty Ho-Ho. That's where our party will be next Saturday, week from this weekend. So on the 11th of April, that's when our release party will be.
But you still have your Friday.
And I'll still have the Friday sneak peek like we always do, but we'll party on Saturday. So join us there. Make sure you come back. I'll see you next week on Tuesday. Don't forget, we do Tuesday and Thursday lives at 8 p.m. Central. And, oh, thanks, Beth. Looking forward to the release party. It's going to be so much fun. I gave a hint on it the other night that says you will be able to use it for special mom occasions and special dad occasions, but it's non-traditional. That's your hint, so, just so you know. So yeah, I'll see you guys soon, and take care. And don't forget to come back on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and you can watch a replay if you miss it. If you're watching on YouTube right now, please like and subscribe. We're trying to grow that channel so we can do videos over there as well. Okay, thank you so much. I hope you guys like this. Love you guys. See you next time. Good night.